Today we're casting some of the most expensive spells in Streets of Capenna Standard for free with Arcane Bombardment. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. And this week we have a ridiculously sweet, ridiculously cheap Arcane Bombardment deck for Streets of Capenna Standard. And I gotta say, this deck is some of the most fun I've had playing Standard in quite a while. Most importantly, it's ridiculously cheap. 57 bucks a paper, 8 ticks on Magic Online, only 12 main deck rares or mythics on Magic Arena. So no matter where you want to play it, you should be able to put it together pretty easily. So let's talk about this absurd deck. Jump into some games, see it in action, starting with Arcane Bombardment itself. A 6-mana enchantment that the first time we cast instant or sorcery each turn, we exile a random instant or sorcery from our graveyard. Then we get to cast all the cards exiled with Arcane Bombardment without paying their mana cost, which is crazy. This card snowballs so hard. So we get this down. The first spell we cast, we get our spell and a random instant or sorcery from our graveyard. The real power is the next spell we cast, hopefully during our opponent's turn, so we can double up the value. We're not only going to get the card that we exiled the first time with Arcane Bombardment, but another exiled card. And then the third time we do this, we're going to get 3 spells for free and then 4. So it just keeps building up. And over the course of like 2 or 3 turns, we just get an overwhelming amount of free spell value. So what are we trying to cast with this? And really any cards for free are good, but the big winners are the discard to make a treasure instants and sorceries from Strixhaven, Magma Opus, Elemental Masterpiece, Creative Outburst. These cards do a couple of things in our deck. First, they're our best finishers. We get them exiled with Arcane Bombardment, and we can cast a 1-mana spell and get a Magma Opus, a bunch of damage, tapping stuff, drawing cards, making bodies, or an Elemental Masterpiece to make 8 power and toughness, or Creative Outburst to deal damage and draw a card. We can do all that for free. This is like absurd free value once we get them exiled with Arcane Bombardment. The other thing these cards do is ramp us into Arcane Bombardment. In our best draws, on turn 2 we discard a Magma Opus, let's say, to make a treasure. That gives us enough mana to on turn 3 Unexpected Windfall or Big Score to make 2 more treasures and draw cards and fill our graveyard, which means on turn 4 we can get down the Arcane Bombardment and start this ridiculous graveyard spellslinger value drain. Otherwise, we got a bunch of cheap spells for triggering Bombardment. Fading Hope, Demon Bolt, Spikefield Hazard. Early game, they just keep us alive while we're getting things set up. Late game, they're the cheapest ways to get all the spells we have exiled with Arcane Bombardment. And the easiest way to power up Arcane Bombardment is just to make sure that we can cast a spell during our turn and our opponent's turn. So we kind of double up our value each turn cycle, and having these cheap instants are one of the easiest ways to make sure that happens. We also have Burn Down the House, which is kind of the perfect wrath for Arcane Bombardment. We can use it as a wrath if we need to, and then once it's exiled with Arcane Bombardment, if we don't want a wrath, well, we can just make some devil tokens, which isn't like a ton of value, but still it's something. Mana base, pretty budget friendly, no rares there. In the sideboard, Smoldering Egg, interesting since we don't actually have any creatures in our main deck, so we can bring it in after our opponent takes off their removal and kind of jank them out with this creature that's a good blocker in the early game. Some counters, Tamiyo safekeeping for control, some more removal for aggro, and that is Arcane Bombardment, budget Arcane Bombardment for Streets of Capenna Standard. That's our budget magic deck for this week, so let's jump into some games and see the bombardment. Oh, this deck's just so sweet. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap-up. Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. You can pick up all the Magic the Gathering cards you need and support the show, and even get a free MTG Goldfish sticker by heading over to cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Budget Magic time. We are Arcane Bombarding in our new standard format, and all right, I mean, the deck has a lot of card draw. This hand isn't super exciting, but I feel like with the amount of card draw in our deck and a sweeper, hopefully we can just stall out, sweep the board, find our card draw, find bombardment, win. Luminarch Aspirant. Okay. Yeah, let's just discard this, make a treasure. Stuff growing's kind of all right at this point. Since we have the Burn Down the House, we can't let it grow. Oh, I guess Apollo would be a problem. Play the land, pass the turn. Opponent. Come on, Bombardment. Land. Apollo. Well, we will Big Score. Discard the Campus. Well, that works. Now we have 2 burn down the houses, and we drew a bombardment, which is kind of sweet. We'll see what our opponent... They might have to take the bombardment here. But either way, we get to sweep next turn. I actually don't know. Maybe they have to take one of the burn down the houses. Wow. That is not what I expected. Sure. That was the card I thought they were least likely to take. Well, we dropped to 13, but we get to play a land and burn down the house. Yeah, we gotta do it. We'd love to just run out our Arcane Bombardment, but we're taking too much damage here. All right, sweep the board. Opponent land. Luminarch Aspirant. Thalia. Rose the Thalia. Well, play the land. Pass the turn. Opponent, gonna grow the Thalia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's bounce it. Demon Bolt will keep. Drop to 12. Land for opponent Thalia. Well, burn down the house again. We would love to get down this bombardment, but our opponent is pressuring us enough that it hasn't been easy. Opponent land. Crawling Barrens. Gets and hits us. Well, foretell. Pass the turn. I mean, we will kill this Barrens if it attacks us. We can't keep taking 4 from that. That's too much. Opponent combat. Attacks. Well, all right. Demon Bolt. Can we draw a land to play a bombardment and have some fun? Another Barrens. Not yet. No. Unexpected windfall. Pitch bombardment. Tap land. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Crawling Barrens again. Just keeps coming. Sure. Opponent gets and hits us. Down to 18. Opponent must have a handful of like Brutal Cathars and such. Big score. Well, we will pass the turn. We're gonna try to Magma Opus. Opponent. Cave of the Frost Dragon. Crawling Barrens. Goes to combat. Well, we will Magma Opus. 4 damage. Tap your stuff. Kill the Crawling Barrens. Okay. Well, land. Bombardment. Might as well hit ya. Setting up for next turn, hopefully, opponent untaps. So they do have another creature land. Opponent gave it the Frost Dragon, sure. But now we get to do cool things. It has finally happened. Oh, Fading Hope's great. Well, we will big score. Discard Elemental Masterpiece. Bombardment, what do we get for free? Magma Opus, that's a good one. That is a good one. That is the best one. Yes, hit you for 4. Tap your stuff, make a 4/4. Oh, this is where the deck is so absurd. Swiftwater Cliffs, hit ya. And now we can Fading Hope to get a free Magma Opus, which is ridiculous. Opponent gave it the Frost Dragon. Sure. Intrepid Adversary, also acceptable. Yeah. We will accept that. Opponent, you gonna pay a bunch? We're gonna do some paying. All right, grows it a little bit. Skyclave Apparition literally has 0 targets. Well, we will Fading Hope. What are we getting for free? Oh my god, Elemental Masterpiece and Magma Opus, 4 to your face. Oh, this is game, right? This deck is so insane. It's so insane when it goes off. Wow, stabilize, stay alive, wait, and then boom, the deck just goes so over the top. Okay. More removal is what we want. We want Cinderclasms, Seismic Waves, Strangles. We go down. I mean, like, trim a Masterpiece. Trim a Creative Outburst. Oh, it's so fun to go off with this deck. It's just so much fun. It's ridiculously fun. Can we even bring in all this removal? Maybe like a Demon Bolt. Although Demon Bolt's actually good. We don't want to cut too much. Actually, maybe we do. Let's just go down two more and then like 1 Fading Hope. Let's start like that. I think that's fine. I mean, I feel like even if we're just casting our non-haymakers, we're probably still going to win if we get Bombardment down. Like, Bombardment just... Free spells is just absurd. It's so good. Well, this hand we can't keep. If we had 1 more land, maybe. All right, well, we got a Bombardment. I guess we just put a Campus to the bottom. Too much school. School's out for the summer. Opponent, land, and hopeful initiate. Well, let's gain a life. Opponent. Land, and hits us for 1. More bombardments. Being able to ramp into the bombardments would be sweet. Like a big score or something to get him down a little earlier. Opponent plays a land. Elite Spellbinder. Well, okay, so that resolves. Trigger on the stack. Spike Field Hazard it. Opponent probably takes a Fading Hope, I guess. No, it takes a bombardment. Sure. Well, if they have multiple Paulos, that makes sense. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yeah, let's just play Campus past the turn. Crawling Barons and more Paulos. Gonna need to hit some removal at some point. Oh, really? Interesting. Was not expecting our opponent to take the Creative Outburst. Gets in, hits us for 1. There we go. That's a good one. All right, play the land past the turn. Okay. Well, Seismic Wave. Doesn't kill Adeline, though. But Seismic Wave. 2 to the Initiate. 1 to everything else. So no Adeline trigger yet. Past the turn. So we're going to have to bounce Adeline. Land for our opponent. Sure. Well, bounce Adeline. Keep the big score for sure. That's exactly what we're looking for. Exactly. Opponent passes. All right, pass the turn. Actually, maybe we do this now. Discard the Strangle. Swiftwater Cliffs. Okay, we would like a cheap spell. A cheap spell would be the best, but we can get down a bombardment next turn. Adeline returns. Luminarch Aspirant. Not a cheap spell. Well, land and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I think we got Arcane Bombardment. And we'll see what happens. So we got this Creative Outburst. But this Adeline's gonna be doing work. We're gonna have to hit somewhat well, I think, with our Graveyard. That's just a lot of damage. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 10. Well, let's big score. Discard the land. See if we can hit something good. Okay, Seismic Wave at least kills an Aspirant. But it doesn't do as much because of this shield. Okay, so we decline the first one. We pay for the second one. Wait, why didn't that die? I'm so confused. Okay. Well, I don't know what happened there, but something bad. Well, this means we need to make some devils, unfortunately. Play the land, no attacks. Why did the Luminarch Aspirant not die there? Very confused. Opponent, creature lands. Oh, and we don't have anything we can cast this turn, which is a huge, huge issue. Opponent goes attacking, makes another token. Yeah, they might have got us. They might have got us. This huge Adeline is, whew, that's a problem. If we can draw a spell to cast, we have some slight chance. Devil does nothing. We're down to 4. All right, let's see what we find. Bombardment. Yeah. Well, the Taxus got us that time. Actually, it was really the shield that was the problem. I'm still not sure why that Luminarch Aspirant survived. Very confused. All right, well, we're on the play for game 3, which is good. Hopefully we can get the sweepers going early enough to not take so much damage. Well, we'll play first, but yeah, that shield did some work. All right, this is fine. None of our big payoffs, but Demon Bolt can kill big things, and Windfall can hopefully find us big payoffs. Yeah, let's just Swiftwater Cliffs go. Spike Field's not bad against our opponent's deck either. It can like get a Luminarch Aspirant. Well, or Thalia in the future. Well, play the Campus. Pass the turn. So we're definitely going to kill the Thalia. Land for our opponent. Goes to combat. Attacks. Sure. Down to 20. And redeem. Well, all right. We will kill the Thalia. Play the land. This does mean we gotta wait a turn to, Unexpected Windfall, unfortunately. Goes to combat attacks. Yeah, I think we just take 2 again. We might just bounce it. Yeah, let's just Fading Hope. Demon Bolt. Yeah, let's go bottom. We want to find some payoffs here, I think. So we get to untap. There's a big score. Well, Unexpected Windfall. Discard Spike Field Hazard. Draw a couple cards. Make a couple treasures. Okay. Well, there's the Bombardment. Wandering Emperor. Opponent makes a Samurai. Okay. Sure. Shield. Interesting. Well, let's Demon Bolt the Emperor. We'll take the 2. See if we can just draw a land for Bombardment. No. Well, big score. Discard Magma Opus. Play the land, pass the turn. All right, next turn hopefully is the turn. Opponent plays Redain. And gets in for 2. Let's think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that's Fading Hope. Pay the 1. Bounce Redain. Keep the Strangle. Untap. Arcane Bombardment. Strangle. Gonna get countered, but we get a trigger, which is what we want. What do we find? Unexpected Windfall, that's pretty good. Discard a Burn Down the House. Oh, that's actually huge. Huge. Okay, pass the turn. That is massive, because that gives us an instant we can cast on our opponent's turn. Even if it's not doing anything, it's triggering and drawing and doing all our shenanigans. Can they kill the Bombardment? That's the real question. Adeline, very good card. Opponent, gonna go to combat, gonna make a token. Yeah, I mean, this is getting scary. The shield is annoying, very annoying. So we take 3. Well, Spike Field Hazard, cast it. Gonna get countered, but we're gonna get free spells. Well, okay. Unexpected Windfall. Discard Cinderclasm. Big score. We're gonna discard it all. Discard Demon Bolt. Make a bunch of treasures, draw 4. We gotta hit something. Oh my god. 2 lands. Okay, that works. Fading Hope is very good. That's very, very good. So that gets countered. We will decline. We untap. Play the land. Elemental Masterpiece. Trigger. Make some blockers. Unexpected Windfall. Discard the land. How many cards are in our deck? Oh, plenty. Big score. Discard Spike Field Hazard. Demon Bolt. Kill the 2/2. We'll pay the 1. We're making so much mana from these treasures that I think we can afford to kind of just do whatever we want at this point. All right, treasures. Elemental Mastery, or Masterpiece is good. All right, pass the turn. And we can bounce the Adeline. I mean, unless our opponent can kill this Bombardment, the Bombardment is going to win. Even through everything our opponent's doing. Gonna kill a token? Sure. Because we get to do it again on our opponent's turn with this Fading Hope, and eventually we're gonna hit our big payoffs. Opponent land. I mean, I think it's over. Intrepid Adversary. That's fine. Oh, this is when the deck just feels so fun. Pays and pays. Well, we will. Fading Hope the Adeline. Exile something. Demon Bolt. Intrepid Adversary. Demon Bolt. The Dork. Big score. Discard a land. Unexpected Windfall. Discard a land. We are going to have to... An opponent. Done. Bombardment. Take it down mono white. And, oh boy. For a $50 deck, this deck can do some serious work. Oh, I know. We got bumped down to the lowest rating again. But still, the power of the Bombardment. It looks like a meme. It looks like a commander card. But when you play it, Oh my, it just wins. It just wins. It just straight up wins the game. And yeah, that was a good one. That was a real good one. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Budget magic time. It's raining. It's a rainy day in Capenna, apparently. Wait, is this Kamigawa? I don't even know. Why have I never seen the rainy battlefield before? We are playing some Arcane Bombardment in our new standard format, and our sound's got Bombardment, so we're gonna keep it. We can even ramp into it a bit with Creative Outburst. Arcane Bombardment's so sweet. All right, opponent, Rakdos, eh? Blood Tithe Harvester, sure. Another Bombardment. Well, so I think we need to foretell Demon Bolt, ship the turn. Opponent, Oni called Anvil. All right, here comes the synergies. Will we be fast enough? Opponent gets in, hits us down to 17. Well, we will play Swiftwater Cliffs. Opponent. Oh, we might have to kill this Blood Tithe Harvester. And gonna do some synthesizing. And sacks to draw a land. We're gonna need to burn down the house at some point, I think. Well, opponent only hit 2 lands, which is good. That's kind of a waste. All right, well, maybe we gotta kill that. Smelter. Yeah, I think we gotta kill the Smelter, unfortunately. Making 3/1 seems like a issue. This is still a lot of damage, though. Opponent gets in, hits us. Okay, another Demon Bolt's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the land. So many tap lands. Foretell the Demon Bolt. Pass the turn. Opponent land. Lolth. Oh boy. Okay, well. Burn down the house. We need to burn down the house. If we don't draw burn down the house, we're going to be too slow, I think. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yeah, too much. Too much damage. Well, come on, burn down that. We got 5 burn down the houses. We have the full play set. That's the card that stabilizes us. Just a land. Yeah, I think we're dead this time. Too slow. Just couldn't find the sweeper. This was an awkward draw because we didn't hit any. Yeah, we're not even gonna show anything. On to the next one. We don't want to show our opponent stuff that makes them bring in graveyard hate. So we'll bring in 2 Cinderclasms. Probably the Seismic Wave. Go down. Fading Hope actually seems a bit sketchy. Go down a Fading Hope. We can go down a Masterpiece. Yeah, let's go down one Creative Outburst. Try it like that. Well, I mean, that was close. That was really close to what you want. The problem is, our opponent can theoretically bring in Graveyard Ape. That was just, we didn't hit any, well, we had one pseudo ram spell, but our opponent was on the play and just got off to a pretty quick sack start, so we didn't even really have the time. And so we could have gotten down the Arcane Bombardment, but we were just too far behind for it to even actually matter. So I think it's better to not show our opponent our graveyard synergies. We know they're going to bring in Duresses and Go Blanks and so forth, which is definitely an issue, but maybe they won't bring in dedicated graveyard hate since they might think we're like an Is It Dragons deck or something. I mean, that is the challenge of Arcane Bombardment. On the battlefield, it's absurd, but it is 6 mana, and it's more than 6 mana if you want to do something with it the turn it comes into play. All right, this is better. We got to burn down the house. We have some ramp. We don't have an Arcane Bombardment, unfortunately. See how much discard we have to face now. Opponent Mountain and Voldaren Epicure. Yeah, play the land past the turn. Some awkward choices with the tap lands as to when we need to play them. Opponent land. Gonna get in and hit us, sure. Down 18. Well, discard Magma Opus. Untap. Yeah, I think we gotta play the land again because if our opponent untap land again, because if our opponent duresses, we got an unexpected windfall. It might be worth doing either way. Opponent combat gets it, hits us. Sure. Down to 17 and passes. All right. Well, big score. Play the tap land past the turn. Well, now we definitely got to start casting something. I mean, this is basically where we want to find. Basically where we need to find the Arcane Bombardment. Opponent does some sacking, gets some treasures. Plays a land. There's the anvil. And sacks to make a dork. And a smelter. Well, now I guess we just kick a Cinderclasm. Yeah, might as well. Opponent can sack for damage, but they already got their dork. Passes. Well, play the land past the turn. All right, well, this is the turn. This is where we gotta find the bombardment. If we find it, we're set. We might exile the Cinderclasm, but Fable of the Mealbreaker. We get to do some digging. Get to do some digging, see if we can find it. Opponent. Passing. Well, Windfall. Discard. Burn down the house. Untap. Play the land. Pass the turn. Oh, I'm just worried about our opponent finding Go Blank. Go Blank before we get stuff down is kind of awkward. Opponent discards, draws, plays a land. Yeah, let's just Fading Hope the token. Land definitely to the bottom. Passing, all right, big score. Discard the land. Can we find a bombardment? I mean, I guess we can just cast this and make 2 4/4s. Okay, play the land and Elemental Masterpiece. I mean, this isn't the plan, but I mean, 2 4/4s that's something. That's something. Pass the turn. Opponent taps, gets to flip. There's the Go Blank we were worried about. Sure. Now we're gonna draw the bombardment. I got a feeling that the bombardment's about to come off the top now that our graveyard's gone. Opponent plays a land. Well, that's fine. Good even. Well, go to combat, attack you. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is another way we can win, is just make land drops and cast big Izzet spells. Wow, opponent's gonna block. Interesting. And then sacks to draw cards. Sure. And then Inferno Grasp. Sure. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. We were gonna kill the reflections, but now we don't really need to yet. We can wait. Opponent's going to duress. Well, in that case, 4 to your face, tap and tap. Draw some cards. I'm assuming takes the Masterpiece. Well, our graveyard is filling again, so Arcane Bombardment is back online-ish. Opponent plays a Lulth. Wow, they leave the Elemental Masterpiece. Okay, make spiders. And sacks. Opponent passes. More lands, not great. Go to combat, everything at Lulth. Opponent blocks, and blocks. Well, I mean, sure. Elemental Masterpiece, make some dorks, pass the turn. Oh, where's our bombardments? Where's them bombardments? Opponent's gonna draw with Lulth. Opponent needs a Meat Hook Massacre. That's a card that probably just wins for them or puts them super far ahead. Wow, opponent scoops it up. All right, well, opponent brought in the hate cards as we expected, but we survived. Opponent still has a removal in. Guess we just run it back? Yeah, run it back. I mean, we'll take it. Casting big Izzet spells is fine. It's not the explosive Arcane Bombardment going off combo, but no ramp. But we can kill some stuff and then Arcane Bombardment. What do you got, opponent? Schwamp and duress. Yup. All right, takes a bombardment, unfortunately. Well, Spike Field Hazard. Go. Land for our opponent. Even more duresses. All right, so opponent kept many duresses. Land, and we're going to foretell this Demon Bolt. Get it out of duress range. Opponent. Land. Oni called Anvil. No artifacts yet, though. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Eventually, we might be able to scry with this. Passes. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Oh, if we can get to casting these, it would be fine. 7 or 8 mana, though, is still a lot. Passes. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5, discard this 6, cast this 7. Yeah, let's do that. All right, Prismari Campus. So I think we're gonna try to discard the Magma Opus and then we can Creative Outburst. Land for our opponent. Or we could wait and try to do both. There's draws that make this even better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is tough. This is so tough. Yeah, let's wait. Swiftwater Cliffs. All right, play the Cliffs. Gain some life past the turn. All right, no discard. No more discard. All right, another ant. Let's see if our opponent sacks one of these to try to get their artifact chain going. No? All right. Well, play the land. We got to the first one. So now we can just hard cast Creative Outburst. So it's been a slow start to the game, but we just got to make land drops up to 7, and now we get to start casting big stuff. There's the go blank. Sure. We'll discard 2 Fading Hopes. This might not be a bad thing, though, because we get 2 Creative Outburst. 5 damage. Dig 5 cards deep. Yeah, I think we just take the land so we can Magma Opus. Play the land, pass the turn. I mean, we would still love to find Bombardment. That's still the best. Fable the Mirror Breaker, sure. Opponent passes. Well, Magma Opus. Tap, 2 and 2. Draw some cards. Kill your stuff. Oh my god, all lands. Ouch. Oh, that's better. That is part of the power of Magma Opus and these big Izzet spells is they are very chainable. Well, Swiftwater Cliffs. Still not finding a Bombardment, though, which is awkward. Opponent untaps. But opponent's down to 9, so we might be able to win just by casting stuff. What a weird game. Opponent discards some anvils and a removal spell. Plays a Lulf. Wait, does this mean we win? I think this means we win. Ping, 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 attack. Well, no Bombardment, but we'll take it. Magma Opus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap. All right, so opponent has to sack just to try to stay alive. So stuff dies. Oh, it still isn't gonna work because we drew another one, Magma Opus. Well, this card's so insane. Ping, 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 ping. Tap, and that should actually be game. Well, we got almost halfway through our deck and did not find the Arcane Bombardment, but that was still a pretty impressive budget win. Sometimes you just cast them. Sometimes you just cast your big stuff. Well, sweet. We'll take it. Budget Magic time. We are Arcane Bombarding in our new standard format, and this hand is fine. Hopefully we hit another land or 2. We would rather not have to. Yeah, that works. All right. I mean, we want to get to these big squaws. All right, that's another land. Pass the turn. We'll see how this goes. I'm not sure. This is probably control. Might be tricky. Could be like zombies or something. All right, definitely looks like a control deck. You know what? Let's not even pitch that yet. Let's just play the land, pass the turn. Opponent land and passes. Well, land go. I mean, I guess we can scry with Campus. All of the Storm Giants. Yeah, let's just scry. Nothing's happening, so keep the land. Play the land, pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Passing. Well, let's scry. Big score. We already got enough big scores. We're gonna put that one to the bottom. Elemental Masterpiece. Yeah, we're gonna pass. That's a little awkward. We're gonna have to start casting stuff now. Just trying to play around counters. Getting like Unexpected Windfall countered is awkward. Opponent, land. Well, Unexpected Windfall. Discard Fading Hope. Draw a couple cards. Well, that worked. Maybe our opponent doesn't have a counter. Play a land, pass the turn. Well, now, if our opponent ever taps down, we can start Elemental Masterying. This is actually pretty good for us. So, opponent, Hullbreak Horror. We let it resolve, but then we bounce it. And then we Magma Opus. To draw some cards and make a dork. All right, opponent. Jin-Gitaxias. No, Spike Field Hazard. Gets countered. Yeah, this is definitely an issue. This is a big issue. Fading Hope. Big score. We just don't have a way to keep these from coming back down, which is the big issue. Go to combat, hit ya. Play a land. Yeah, I am not feeling good about this now. I don't think we can beat Jin Gataxias in Hullbreaker. Ah! All right, opponent plays a Lulf. That's actually much better for us. Gonna make some spiders, sure. Opponent going to pass. All right, let's see what we find. Oh, there's the bombardment. There she blows. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. The problem is we can really only do one thing. Now play the campus. Go attacking. Opponent's gonna block and block. Yup. Get some counters. Well, pass the turn. Opponent adapts. More lands. Draws a card. Opponent going to pass. Well, Magma Opus. Ping, ping. Tap, tap. Yeah, this one's probably getting countered, though. Yeah, there's a negate. Can't really do anything about that. Well, we untap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, Arcane Bombardment. Play a land. Burn down the house. Devil mode. Yeah. Vanishing Verse. I mean, we still get a trigger, which is something. Oh, and it's a Magma Opus. All right, that's nice. Tap, tap. Hit ya, kill the Lulf. Make some devils. Hit ya. Oh, opponent's at 7. Is there any way we can close this out through Hullbreaker, Jin Gataxias? Opponent passes. Arcane Bombardment. Play a land. Arcane Bombardment. Pass the turn. But this is where the Hullbreaker can come down and bounce our bombardments. Oh, we needed a cheap spell. We couldn't find a cheap spell to trigger the bombardment. Oh! Yeah, this matchup's so tough. Opponent passes. We draw a useless land. I'll go to combat. Get in with the devils. I guess maybe we should have done this last turn too. Opponent goes to 4. Swift Water Cliffs. Go. Memory Deluge. Copies it, yeah. Oh, too many big things. Too many big things. Opponent gets to, wow, take 4 of their top 8. Oh no, it doesn't actually work with Jin, does it? Because they didn't spend mana on it. That's sweet. Well, I mean, I still don't know how we close this out. Sedgemoor Witch. Land. Well, Scry. Yeah, I mean, I think we gotta keep it. I think we're just locked, though. Pass the turn. Because now the horror comes down. Yeah. Yeah, all right, we're gonna concede now. Yeah, this is a nightmare matchup. This is a nightmare matchup. Because of Void Rens, it's very, very difficult to actually keep a bombardment on the battlefield. Void Ren and Vanishing Verse. So we can go down some of our weaker removal. Oh, yeah, this is asking for a lot for our deck. If there's one matchup in Standard that this deck is really going to struggle with, I think it is exactly this one. All right. Well, we get a couple counters, which is good. And who knows? Tamiyo Safekeeping is a way to protect our treasures. We don't have actual green mana, but our treasures can let us cast it. Still, I don't feel confident like it all in this matchup. All right, I mean, we got lands. Lands and 7 drops about it. Oh, and then they get discard too. This gets actually worse after sideboarding, doesn't it? Well, we might have to just chalk up Esper as a matchup that we're not going to win about it. Trying to decide, doesn't really matter. They both cost 7 mana. Take your pick. Goes with the one that deals damage. We draw another one. Play the tap land, pass the turn. They probably have go blanks now too. Oh god. Oh my god. Well, play the land, pass the turn. And as we saw late game, against most decks, if we get to the late game, we win. But I'm not sure that's true against a Jin Hullbreak Horror deck. I'm not sure we actually do win if we get to the late game. Redain, that's annoying. Well, Prismari Campus, go. Wow, opponents even got tech to slow down our deck. About it goes to combat, gets in with the Redain. Sure. Down to 20. Creative Outburst. Roughly a billion mana at this point. Opponent land gets in with Redain. How many counters do you think our opponent has in hand? 5? 6? Maybe 6. About it. Hits us to 18. Well, Campus, Scry. I do kind of like Campus. I mean, obviously it's a budget selection, but it is a pretty powerful late game option in a matchup like this. Even though it's just Scry 1, like, it's still something. Field of Ruin. Opponent goes to combat, attacks us. Well, Masterpiece, discard for a treasure. Fading Hope. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Opponent's gonna blow up the campus? All right, new. Opponent goes to combat. It's us. Down to 14. Well, I guess we scry. Yeah, we already got 2 of those. To the bottom. Untap. Unexpected Windfall. I'll pass the turn. Wandering Emperor. Yeah, stuff keeps getting worse. Opponent going to plus on Redain, sure. And make a Samurai. The other order probably would have been better because then they could attack with the Samurai. Yeah, we're going to 11. Well, we're just gonna have to start casting stuff. I'm not really under any illusion that this is gonna work, but what else do we do? We're just losing to Redains and so forth, so we gotta try. So we try to bounce Redain. Does our opponent care? Not really. Spike Field Hazard to the bottom. Unexpected Windfall. Discard Creative Outburst. Do you care about this one? Yes, there's a negate. Now we untap. Play Bombardment. Resolves for the moment. Well, didn't kill it yet. Takes up on the Samurai. We do have some goodies in the graveyard. Hits us. I wish we had the Tamio safekeeping to protect this. Invoke Despair. Well, I mean, we gotta try to counter that. That's just gonna wreck us. Trigger Bombardment. Hit something good, please. Well, alright, that's fine. Make some dorks. Okay, stop the invoke. We're live! We're live. Tap land. Opponent passes. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. I mean, I think we gotta try to kill our opponent because they are going to find answers to this. So we just gotta go full face mode. Opponent takes it to 12. All right. We got a Creative Outburst that can trigger Arcane Bombardment. Opponent gonna grow the dork. Goes to combat. Attacks. I mean, I think we're just fully on try to win this turn mode. Well, Creative Outburst. Trigger. All right, March Otherworldly Light, but we still get these triggers. We still get the triggers. So we get a Fading Hope to bounce the dork. Elemental Master. Are we gonna win this? I think we're gonna win this. Land to the bottom. Oh my god. Oh my god. Tamio safekeeping. That looks like game. We found a way. We found a way through the infinite hate. I mean, that time Bombardment didn't even stick around that long and it was still enough. It was still enough. All right, run it back. I am so terrified of this matchup, but I mean, I guess we proved if things go well, there is a way we can sneak out a win. Might require getting pretty lucky, but well, okay. Disdainful Stroke's a decent card. Oh, there's a safekeeping if we can get a treasure going at some point. Opponent, land. Well, let's play the island pass the turn. Probably gonna start discarding stuff. Yeah, let's discard Creative Outburst. Make a treasure. Play a land, pass the turn. Could use some card draw. Dresses. Well, pitch the Opus, make a treasure. I assume our opponent takes Disdainful Stroke. Opponent plays a land, passes. Well, we will play Spikefield Hazard, pass the turn. Land for our opponent, and passes. Well, Campus, go. Memory Deluge, gonna have to let that go. Yes, this is a tricky one. Opponent's got a lot of cards in hand and a lot of hate in their deck. Opponent passes. I'll play the land, pass the turn. Magma Opus is good if we can resolve it. Wandering Emperor. Yeah, I mean, I think that's worth countering. Didn't feel like our opponent had a counter. If they untap in like Jin here, yeah. And I think that does it. Too many things to get through. Yeah, maybe that was a misplay on our part. Maybe we had to let the Wandering Emperor go and try to wait for something better. The problem is they also have Hullbreak Horror. And if they Hullbreak Horror, we can't counter it anyway. So it's got to be like exactly Jin to really punish us. And yeah, I don't know. That's close. Meat Hook Massacre. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you got it. I mean, we're just locked by the Jin. Well, we showed we could beat the control deck at least one time, which is good. Like, obviously, it's a really, really, really tough matchup. It's like, wow, the worst one in the format. Like, when you're trying to, when you're built around a 6-mana do nothing, control is just not what you want to see. And doubly so for Esper control in our current format, when you have Vanishing Verse and Void Rend and Go Blank and Duress, like, we saw Redain even. There's just, oh boy, what a tough matchup. But at least we got a game off of them. So that's something. That's something. It's not a completely lost cause, although, wow, this is not the matchup we want to play. Budget Magic time. We are mulliganing. We are Arcane Bombarding in Standard, and I think we just put a Opus to the bottom. Sounds okay if we're up against a creature deck. All right, looks like a creature deck. Well, play the land, and let's just foretell. So, opponent, humans of some kind. If you're playing Secluded Courtyard, you're definitely a creature deck. Spikefield Hazard tapped. Go. Well, come on, Bombardment. I do like the double burn down the house. Elite Spellbinder. Well, we're going to pitch a Magma Opus. Opponent can take a burn down the house. Would love to find, well, we're getting to the bombardment part of the game, honestly. Swift Watercliffs, go. Should be able to stay alive for a bit with the burn down the houses. Another Paulo would be a bit annoying. We could have Spikefielded the Spellbinder, but I feel like we're going to kill that with a burn down the house at some point. We would rather just develop our lands. We want to be to the point where if we draw bombardment, we can play it. We also want to be able to burn down the house without sacking our treasure, if we can help it. Opponent. More Spellbinding. All right, our burn down the houses are getting expensive, that's for sure. Double Paulo is annoying. Opponent gets in, hits us. We're gonna take it this turn. Play the land, pass the turn. Well, I mean, I guess next turn we can burn down the house through, even with the tax. Oh, we still really would love to find bombardment. That's the big winner. Ijano. Halana and Elena partners. Well, we're just gonna take our beats and then sweep. So we take 8 down to 10. Yeah. But now we get to untap. We play the land. We burn down the house to sweep the board. Opponent. Well, come on, bombardment. Graveyard's looking juicy if we can find one. Luminarch Aspirant. Wedding announcement. All right, opponent, gonna make a token. I'll play the land. Foretell. Actually, do we foretell? Or do we want to scry? Yeah, I think we foretell. So we're probably taking our beats again and then burning down the house again. Land for our opponent. You know what? Let's just Demon Bolt that. I think this is worth it. Valorous Stance. Well, yeah. Kill it. Opponent gets in, makes a token. I wonder if it's worth making 1/1s. Probably. Yeah, let's make some devils. Pass the turn. Brutal Cathar. The good news is we're getting to the point where we have enough mana that we can actually just cast our big stuff. Brutal Cathar. So we block there, we take 1. We get to ping down this. So it'd be a good turn to draw something big. Unexpected Windfall. I mean, I guess we're burning down the house again. Pass the turn. Alana and Elena. Oh, no. What good draws for our opponent. Yeah, now we're going to die. Yeah, that is wow. Jeez, Oh, yeah, we found our stuff way too late. What an awkward draw. Unexpected Windfall, 2 lands, and wow, that is the fizzle. Well, that's a little disappointing because we blew up the board a lot of times and it was not enough. We did not draw any of the stuff up here, any of these 16 cards. I think we drew 1 Magma Opus that we had to discard, but we just drew lands and nothingness that entire game. Cinderclasm in, Strangles in, and Seismic Wave probably in. Go down, maybe like a Fading Hope. Go down 2 Elemental Masterpieces. What else? Maybe 1 Outburst and one more. Let's go 1 more Fading Hope. All right, well, let's draw Bombardment this time. Arcane Bombardment's a lot less fun when we just don't draw Bombardment or any big things. We get to play first. Well, I mean, this we're gonna keep. We got tap lands for literal years, but we have some card draw. We have all the card draw. Land passes. Well, Prismari Campus, go. Well, we're definitely discarding something here. Land, we got Apollo. We do. Well, discard Creative Outburst. Has a bunch of similar options. It might just, I don't even know. It takes the Demon Bolt, sure. Well, we will Unexpected Windfall. Discard a big score. Hell, that's a Bombardment. Play the land. Pass the turn. All right, we're getting close. We're getting close about it. Land. Sigarda. Goes to combat, gets in, hits us. Yup. Well, the time has come. The time has come. Arcane Bombardment. All right. Hit us for as much as you can this turn. Next turn, we get to start doing things. Redane. Pretty obnoxious. Does that beat us? Taxing our big scores and so forth is actually pretty problematic. Opponent hits us to 9. We draw land, so play the land. Yeah, that Redane is an issue. Yeah, that actually kind of just ruins our day, doesn't it? And we actually have to cast the copy, which is so bad. Well, so I think this means we have to Cinderclasm with Kicker. Trigger Bombardment. Get a Windfall. Pay for Windfall. Discard Magma Opus. Ooh, draw 2 pretty useless lands. Well, we could be dead here. If our opponent has Alana and Elena, we just die. Yeah, losing this Demon Bolt actually really ended up being a problem. We just can't cast enough spells. Cabretti Charm hits us to 1. All right. And we draw a Cinderclasm. Well, Demon Bolt. Kill the Redane. Magma Opus. Kill Sigarda. Well, let's see if they got protection. Can't cast that. Okay. Okay, we might be stabilizing at 1 life. Campus, go. Are we stabilizing at 1? If we untap here, I think it's over. Like, if we untap without the Redane, we're good. Something like Helana and Elena plus Flyer gets us? Another Redane, annoying. Well, okay, play the land. Cinderclasm. just to trigger Bombardment. Magma Opus. Kill Redain, tap you down. Unexpected Windfall. Discard Burn Down the House. No Creative Outburst. Spikefield Hazard is very good. That gives us a way to trigger during our opponent's turn. Yeah, we should be good now. Redain down. Go to combat. Hit you for 4. Yeah, now this Spikefield Hazard is very, very good. We're gonna discard Magma Opus. See if we can exile it again. We got a pretty nice deck of spells though. Outburst, Opus, Unexpected Windfall. Woo! Getting all of those when we cast a Spikefield Hazard is just so insane. We're getting like 20 mana of spells. Elite Spellbinder. Yeah, that's fine. Well, we will cast a Spikefield Hazard and win. Trigger Arcane Bombardment. Oh my god, we got the second one. Face. Tap. Oh my goodness, that's absurd. Double Magma Opus. Creative Outburst. Face. And about it. Done! All right. That's how we want this to go. Smoldering Egg could be interesting here. How do we find room for it, though? We definitely got to be able to kill the Redain. That seems to be key. Let's bring in another Fading Hope and maybe go down this Seismic Wave. Well, Seismic Wave seems all right. This kills Redain. You know what? Let's just go down one more Outburst. Let's try it like that. Fading up to bounce Redain seems relevant. Important even. Opponents on the play. All right, I mean, we'll keep this. Lands are a little more tapped than we'd like, but it's a budget deck. We have a lot of tap lands. That is a thing that's gonna happen with this deck. Opponent, Hopeful Initiate. Well, land, go. Opponent, tap land, Hopeful Initiate. Well, Prismari Campus, go. Gets in, hits us. Down to 17. Ooh, passes? Okay. Well, Mountain go. This turns on the Cinderclasm to potentially be pretty good. Land. Reckless Stormseeker. I mean, I think we still just Cinderclasm here. See what our opponent targets. Yeah, all right. Well, kick Cinderclasm. Get rid of the Initiates. Take 3. Play the land past the turn. We'll see. We might have to kill this. We would like to like big score and to burn down the house, but oh, all right. Huh. Well, in that case, I think we big score, pitch a big score, draw a couple cards, and then we can just Fading Hope. Yeah, let's just Fading Hope. Bounce the Stormseeker. Take 0. I don't even think we want another Demon Bolt here. I think we're stable enough that we don't need it. Elite Spellbinder. I mean, I assume they're going for Magma Opus. Yeah. Well, play the land. Strangle the Paulo. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we got to get to 10 for Magma Opus. Land for our opponent. Wedding Announcement. This is fine. Unexpected Windfall. Discard Demon Bolt. Looking for the Bombardment. Not yet. I'll play the land. Yeah, let's just Devil Mode, burn down the house. No attacks. I mean, if we win, we're gonna win big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're an untapped land away from Magma Opus. Opponent. I'm gonna go attacking. Well, I mean, we will trade. Cabretti Charm. Okay. I mean, this is fine. We take 1, but we still kill your thing? That is perfectly fine. Okay. Land? Tap land. All right. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Play the tap land. That means next turn. Magma Opus. Opponent. Sigarda. Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, we will block. Kill the dork. Bounce the Garda. Untap. Ooh, Outburst 2. All right, well, no attacks. I mean, oh, we're so close. We're so close about it. Land. I mean, I think we're pretty good. We might just Creative Outburst here and dig for Bombardment. That might be our best bet. and wait on the Opus. Sigarda returns. Sure. About it. Goes attacking. Well, I think we just get to kill both of these because we get to block. And then we ping. And then we creative outburst Sigarda and take Magma Opus. Well, we might be doing it the fair way. Fair-ish way. Past the turn. Well, now we're gonna start casting Magma Opuses. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. About it. Reckless Stormziga. Ooh, big mode. All right, goes to combat. Yup. We will Magma Opus. Tap down the white mana. We could be hitting our opponent's face, but this is fine, whatever. Magma Opus. And now we can just block with the 4/4. Cabretti Charm, sure. Now block, kill it. So we dropped to 10. But opponent's on a 1 card, and we got 2 Magma Opuses in hand. Play the land. Pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how our opponent gets out of this one. Opponent, Sigarda. That is a good card. That is actually big enough to dodge an Opus, too, isn't it? Well, Magma Opus. 4 to Sigarda, tap you down. There's a bombardment. And then Spike Field Hazard. Okay, let the good times roll. Untap, Arcane Bombardment. No spell to cast yet, though. Play the land. We're not going to attack. Like, we win with this bombardment. If we attack, there's a risk of hasty stuff coming in to smash us to death. We go off. We get to go off. About it. Gonna get in with the flyer. Sure, sure, sure. Hits us. Sure, 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 sure. Another bombardment. Well, creative outburst. Get a free spell. Hit you for 5. We get a big score. Discard a burn down the house. Take a demon bolt. You know what? No attacks still. No attacks. We're in how can we lose mode. Because I think we're in a position where it's going to be very hard for our opponent to win. So we just have to make sure we don't do something that makes us lose. All right. Well, demon bolt, Helena Elena. Bombardment. Give us something good. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. And that's how you bombard. Huh. Well, we saw in game 1 how our opponent could just run us over, but games 2 and 3, that's kind of what we're hoping for. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So what did we learn this week about Arcane Bombardment in Standard? We ended up going 3-1 with the deck, so 75% win rate. I know, small sample size, but still, the deck feels really good. And really, I think how this deck works is it just crushes creature decks. We saw that time and time again. We got good removal, and then once we get Arcane Bombardment online, we just take over the game really, really quickly. We're just casting 20 mana worth of spells for casting a 1 mana spell. Like, it snowballs so ridiculously hard. So we just beat up on decks that are trying to win with creatures. The hard matchup and the one loss we have is Esper Control. If you think about our deck, what we need to do to win, most of the time, we can sometimes win just by hard casting like Magma Opuses, but really, we got to stick an Arcane Bombardment and have it live for like 2 or 3 turns typically. If we can do that, we should win the game. The problem is, against a deck like Esper Control or other control decks, not only do they have counters potentially, which is really good against Arcane Bombardment, keeping it from hitting the battlefield, but now they also have Vanishing Verse, good way to answer Arcane Bombardment. They also have Void Rend, an uncounterable way to deal with Arcane Bombardment. So that matchup felt really, really tough. We do have Temio Safekeeping in the sideboard, which is a way to protect our bombardment. If we get it down, we use our treasure mana to cast it. But I'm not sure it's actually enough. So we might need to figure out a way to deal with Esper Control in specific. I don't know, maybe Hullbreaker in the sideboard or something. There's got to be a way around that. But in general, this deck felt so ridiculously powerful. Like, we saw it time and time again where we kind of fall behind and then we sweep the board and then we bombardment, and next thing you know, we're casting like free Magma Opuses, free Elemental Masterpieces, burning our opponent out with creative outbursts. It goes from 0 to 60 so quick. So I absolutely love this deck. It's super cheap, it's super fun, it's unique, and I think it's actually pretty competitive. So if you're looking for a new budget deck for Standard, I would definitely recommend this one. I just had so much fun playing it. So that's Arcane Bombardment. That's been our budget magic for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.